Hi, this is Mike, and coming at you with a quick one. Today is May 21st, 2024, and what we're going to be talking about today is that how, unfortunately, people often think a New York notary public is a legal professional. And we're going to talk about what the New York notary law says about avoiding this problem, because when you present people with the ability to notarize and have their documents recorded, they often think that you're a legal professional, and it would be very easy to mislead them, whether intentionally or unintentionally. We're going to talk about both of those. And one of the main things I found out working in a law firm in Manhattan and Westchester for over 15 years, I'm not a lawyer, I can't give you legal advice. I ran trial preparation and investigations and was involved in managing some attorneys at insurance companies. So what I saw was that people, when I traveled around the world, who are notary publics are people that are attorneys at law. They went through law school in most other countries. Like, for example, in Latin America and in Asia, where my wife is from, an abogado is an attorney, and you have to be an abogado in Spanish to be a notary public. So when they come to America and they land in the five boroughs of New York City or upstate in Buffalo, and they think that notary publics can give them legal advice, and we want to avoid that. And definitely, if you're involved in anything in immigration, you want to have a sign, "This is required. I am not an attorney and have no authority to give advice on immigration or other legal matters." When you're notarizing, you can, of course, notarize all those things for immigration and any other legal matter, except for wills, marriages, and making photocopies of government documents into certified originals. But that's another video. So let's just break down the four things. So unless a lawyer, the notary public may not engage directly or indirectly in the practice of law. Listed below are some of the activities involving the practice of law which are prohibited and would subject the notary public to removal from office by the Secretary of State and possible imprisonment, fine, or both. I mean, we're probably talking about imprisonment and fine if you're doing it intentionally. If you're just being goofy and you're crossing a line unintentionally, you might just get fined. But it's basically starts out as a misdemeanor. Actually, practicing law without a license in New York State is called criminal contempt, and it's a Class A misdemeanor. So what they're talking about, and this is right out of the New York notary law, I haven't changed a word of it, may not give advice on the law. We're going to break each of these down in four other slides. May not ask for and get legal business for fees. May not divide or agree to divide attorney fees, which is an amplification on two. And four, it may not advertise attorney type services. So you don't want misconduct, license revoked, fined, and misconduct, of course, can be a Class A misdemeanor. So number one, let's get into the more details of that. May not give advice on the law. The notary public may not draw any kind of legal papers, and we have a little list here, so I'll just go over it fast, such as wills, deeds, bills of sale, mortgages, chattel mortgages, contracts, leases, office options, incorporation papers, releases, mechanics liens, power of attorney, complaints, and all legal pleadings, papers in summary proceedings to evict a tenant, or in bankruptcy, affidavits, or any papers which our courts have said are legal documents or papers. If you're a New York notary, you're not allowed to draw or create any kind of legal papers. So any kind of legal papers covered all of this list. This list could literally be 10,000 items, and we could be talking for 2 hours listing things. They probably in the law listed these because these are the most common ones where notaries get caught being involved in them illegally. All right? So never give illegal advice. If you're on the phone with somebody, always tell them this is not legal advice when they ask questions about these things. You can notarize all of these except for marriages, right? And wills. Marriages and wills you can't notarize in New York State. Okay. So number two, may not ask for and get legal business to send to a lawyer or lawyers with whom you have any business connection or from whom you receive any money or other consideration for sending the business. The reason I have highlighted the word consideration is in the notary license law, it says legal consideration is a conflict of interest for you. You're not supposed to notarize something where you're getting legal consideration, which is, quote, anything of value to you, including but not limited to money, services, and love and affection. So money, services, and love and affection. you can't get from an attorney. You are allowed to take an attorney's cards and hand them out and refer business, but you're not allowed to get money, services, or love and affection. So you cannot have any legal consideration or anything of value coming to the notary for referrals. And this gets sticky because even I, in my time as an accident investigator for Hartford and Aetna, came across attorneys that would want to get referrals and would offer money under the table. And that's not the norm, but that's probably, that's probably happening out there a lot in, places on the street where you may not divide or agree to divide fees with a lawyer or accept any part of a lawyer's fee on any legal business. The only person that can do that is another attorney. Attorneys are allowed to agree to divide fees of a lawyer. So, normally on personal injury, if somebody's in an accident, a lawyer will sign a retainer with the person, and then that lawyer doesn't specialize in that, and they'll go ahead and refer it to a bigger firm, and they'll give 1/3 of their fee. All right, so that's how that works. We cannot do that as a notary public. So if an attorney offers you a fee to send business, it's still unethical and illegal. And I'm sure a lot of people who are listening to this have had this come to them and might even be involved in this, because this is really more common on the street, especially in the 5 boroughs, than you might think. So unless you want to risk getting in trouble, reject the offer. All right, reject it. It's usually a cash offer. All right, to get, like, most attorneys will not do this, but there are unethical ones who will offer referrals, most commonly for accidents and personal injuries. So it's the lawyer can get in trouble for this, and the notary can get in trouble with this. So notaries in street front retail spaces like insurance offices, no-fault therapy offices where they're handling accident victims, and bodegas, and you might have immigration, are frequently targeted by this kind of thing. All right, and the attorney might not approach you. It could be a middleman. So, we're all big grown-up boys and girls. We know these things can happen. So this can be happening to you on the 15th floor and down on 5th Avenue too, for any kind of legal business. So red alert, beware. So 4, may not advertise in or circulate in any manner any paper or advertisement or say to anyone that you have any powers or rights not given to the notary by the laws under which the notary was appointed. And those are exactly the laws that we've quoted here, that you studied to get appointed. These might have even been on your notary exam. So it's great to advertise. This is a pretty cool notary public neon sign, right? It's great to advertise, but along that advertisement, don't have anything that infers that you can give any kind of legal advice or you do legal work. And you want to have a disclaimer there too. It's required. Okay, so as usual, we'd like you to visit our website, whether you're somebody who's studying to be a notary or you're deciding to go ahead and get some new supplies because you've been a notary a long time with our newsletter. We have seals, stamps, journals, 8x11 wall displays. We have now the remote online notary course for you existing notaries. You got to be a traditional notary first, because you got to have the exam and pass the exam as a traditional notary before you can upgrade to a remote online notary. And we have training there in software for those of you that want to do that. We have the exam schedules there. They're published every 3 months. We have the one till the end of June. We're waiting for the new ones to go ahead and give the next 3 months there. So online notary classes, notary supplies, testimonials, hundreds of them. Sample New York Notary Practice Exam is free there for somebody who wants to try a 40-question multiple choice exam and see what the state exam is going to be like. And go ahead and join the New York State Notary Association. If you're watching this on YouTube, it doesn't cost anything. We have thousands of members who get this newsletter with other things in there besides this video. All right. So we'd like you to visit how to become a notary in newyork.com. And get some email certificates for your friends, family, and coworkers, because every office needs me now, she says, because on her resume it says Notary Public. That'll work for any kind of an office in New York State, because now, due to bureaucracy, more and more things than ever need to be witnessed by a notary public. And that's good for us, because it gives us instant respect where we work. So, thanks again for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.